As I'm sure you're aware, millennials now outnumber baby boomers as the largest generation in America. I believe the number now is over 75 million millennials. And so traditionally, millennials have been inclined to vote Democratic in presidential elections. But in this election cycle, Hillary Clinton seems to have been having a hard time galvanizing the support of millennials. And so I'm curious, from your perspective, why is Secretary Clinton having this issue, and what can she do between now and Election Day to win the support of millennial voters?
So I love this question. We were joking about it. I actually don't think that this is a problem with Hillary Clinton. I think that this is a problem with the 18 to 29-year-old youth voter. If you go back in history and you look at the percentage of eligible men and women between 18 and 29 who could go vote, I don't think that they've even broken 50%. And whereas where you talk about the over 65, they have voted, 71% of that age group has voted. So when you have more older Americans turning out to vote than younger Americans, and the older American vote share is higher, then that's where your candidate is going to focus their time and energy.
Right.
Because as a political operative, I would, and as a proud millennial, I love being a millennial. I will always talk down to somebody who's like, oh, millennials this. I'm like, don't do that. I mean, the problem with our generation is that if we don't show up, why do we have to have a candidate talk about all of our issues if we don't hold them accountable on election day, if we don't show them that we care during midterm elections? I mean, everybody talks about the 2008 Barack Obama election, right? That the youth vote carried Barack Obama to the White House.
Right.
Only 17% of youth voted in that election. In the 2004 race between Bush and Kerry, it was only 16%. So 2008 is supposed to be this pinnacle youth vote year, and only 1% more turned out. Now, yes, they overwhelmingly voted for President Barack Obama, but 71% of over 60-year-olds showed up to that election, and their vote share was almost double.
Yeah.
So I don't think that this is actually a problem with candidates. Every single election, and it doesn't matter presidential or midterm, we talk about this issue. We talk about how are we going to get youth to the polls. Because we know, as you know, the youth vote is more progressive, and it's great for Democrats. But I don't know how a candidate can spend more time and more energy than somebody like Barack Obama talking about issues that impact young Americans, and then he gets the same almost identical vote share as George Bush and John Kerry. So I think that as millennials, we need to step up. We need to stop asking our candidates to, have a list of things that they need to do for us, and I think we need to engage in the political process in a different way. When you look at the youth vote in midterm elections, you're talking about maybe 11% show up. So that determines Congress, your mayor's race,
right,
who's your senator, judges in your state. So I think there is a problem. I don't think the problem is Hillary Clinton, and I don't think that she can solve the problem in the short amount of time she has to run this general election race.